All right, let's get started. Melee coaching. We are gonna look at this from Marth's perspective. We have 4 games coming up. I'm actually not 100% sure if it's Marth all 4 games, but I'll guess so. And as always, when we do this, I don't really look at chat too much, taking questions. So if people have questions, feel more than free to ask them afterwards. I will still like a little bit here and there look at chat, but yeah, general questions won't be like looked into for now. Yes, I wanna focus on this. So let's see if we can learn some melee. Let's go. Yeah, in general, like this one already, I will say can be pretty big, especially when it's like in pretty close range, like here. This jump here, like you're pretty close to Falco, right? And by doing full hop, you basically leave yourself very open for Falco to get in. I mean, doing a short hop here would be fine, and throwing out an aerial if you think like he's gonna attack since you outrange Falco. But basically, doing a full hop at this close range. If Falco, attacked, you are basically in a very bad spot. Marth is not good at defending himself when he's above. His downer is not that fast. For example, none of his other aerials reach far below. So in general, you don't really want to be above your opponent. I mean, that's pretty, general rule in Smash, period. So in close distance, when you get like laser, this might have been a misclick. Like, I know that it always can be misclicks, but I want to be as clear as possible with a lot of these things. So if Falco lasers on like close range, if you are gonna jump, a lot of times you want to short hop. If you are gonna full hop, I would rather like pull back, go to a platform, have access to shield drop. Takes quite a bit of time for Falco to get all the way to the side plat. But if you're full hopping and kind of like drifting in, this could have been a very good time for like, Falco up tilts or anything like that. So be careful about that. It didn't turn out bad that time, but it very clearly could. But it's also like you need to keep the spacing in mind too. If it's too close, then that's more when it's dangerous. If you're very far away, then you still can like outspace Falco if it gets close to you. Yeah, like that distance was a little bit further, so that's why it was like more fine here, because you can still like clearly keep Falco in check with your range. In those scenarios though, if you go for this full hop, what I would recommend, what a lot of Marth players tend to do wrong in these type of scenarios, oh yeah, we can't go. I hate that you can't go frame by frame backwards. Like here, what a lot of Marths do wrong in these type of scenarios is that they always keep doing the same type of drift. You have some Marth players that always like drift forward. You have some Marth players that always drift backwards. And then rarely, I guess, you have people that like kind of fall down in place. The reason why this is so bad, besides if you always do the same thing, it's bad, is that for the opponent, like if you drift in, right? They want to like kind of like get back a little bit, like dash back and then go back in, for example. While if you retreat with a fair, they want to like chase you and then like punish as the fair whiffs, right? So basically like Falco's response, or Fox's or Sheik's or whoever, their response to you falling down with fair or nair is going to be different depending on your drift. So that's super important. Even at like, the level of like, Sane and Hungrybox and like Genesis, you can see like the difference in like how Hungrybox has to deal with Sane when he like does a fair fully approaching, in place, retreat. And then you also can do like slight approach, slight retreat, and all these ones require slightly different timing. So it makes it a lot harder for the opponent if you mix that up a lot. Oh, yeah, pretty bad spacing, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure what he wanted to do here, but in this type of scenario, when you have Falco above you, now you do not really want to have your back turned against him, for the most part. Like, up air is kind of like your main tool right now. Falco is above you. He has jumped already, and your up air will beat his down air, assuming you time it properly. You kind of like back off a lot and kind of lets Falco get down for free. I mean, I know he could have side B'd. He could have drifted towards the platform. But in general, like, you want to stay like relatively close. Your up air has far reach on both sides. So basically you made it pretty easy for Levinga to just get down here. That's unfortunate. That was the right decision to crouch on the tech chase, but yeah, execution error. No. Damn, yeah. Unfortunate. Okay, so this recovery option from Spacies, very common. So you can abuse this with Marth, any character. This type of jump here from like Spacies, they jump and they just fall to ledge. If Spacies can, like if they jump, they're above ledge and they will reach the ledge. A lot of people fall down and grab ledge here. It's super common. Like with Fox, for example, you could see that I ran and did a dash attack and then Armada shined them. That was like a common setup for me. With Marth, you could like run up down tilt, run up F smash, jump fair. I mean, you do a fair here, but it's like a bit too late. I'm not sure if you had that in mind. Wait, can the match start again, please? Yeah. No, that looked more like you were just trying to defend against like a potential like jump laser from ledge. But yeah, that's a recovery habit that is common across all levels. Yeah, this one also very common across all levels. It's not a bad option, but here, when you get hit, a lot of people have the habit of jumping out of hit stun immediately. It's fine to do sometimes. Again, here is important to remember. Sometimes if you jump, drift in, drift away. Sometimes throw in an aerial instead of jumping. Like you jump, drift away, and Levinga is right on top of you and getting a punish. I mean, I know there's also like sample size of 1, so this might not be a big issue for you, but yeah, just in case. Good up there. So as soon as you hit this up air, now you gotta be ready right away. So basically when this up air happens, you should... Like, basically, you should be... Oh, yeah, I can't go back again. Basically, you should have been slightly more left to cover tech in place and have an easier time to cover tech roll away. Basically, you want to position yourself normally in the middle-ish. And if they tech in place, you're ready. You can do, like, a rising up air. That is actually, like, a very good option many times, especially at this percentage, where you do a rising up air, and if they miss tech or tech in place, you get the up air. And then if they roll, you still have enough time to punish either tech roll. That's very common in like a lot of scenarios where you like land with an aerial or do a rising aerial for tech in place and miss tech, and if they roll to the sides, then you still have enough time. Yeah, you can see this with like a lot of characters. Sometimes with Marth, you might like fair a tech in place or miss tech, and if they roll, you still have enough time to like dash in grab, dash back grab, dash attack. Yeah, it seems like you're guessing quite a lot on tech chases. I would highly recommend practice on reacting. More consistent damage. Nice, nice. Nice. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like it. Yeah, this is very different from like the first stock when you did the full hop. On the first stock, you did kind of like a full hop in this situation-ish. But this, I know this is a little bit closer spacing-wise, so it's not like a 1v1 comparison, but still good enough to just show that the short hop will kind of keep Falco at least a little bit in check. Oh, that's another miss space on the nair. Yeah, gotta work on that spacing. The thing is, like, also if you space the nair so it looks like you are actually gonna be shield grabbable, but you're not, that's like the best ones. Because it makes sometimes people like second guess if they can grab or not. And sometimes you get them to do bad shield grabs by making it look like they can shield grab. Good side B. Ah, unfortunate. Yeah, jump out of hit stun quickly again. In this type of scenario here, I would like to see you do what Sane does a lot in these type of scenarios. At least he used to, but I'm pretty sure he still does because it's really good. Dude, why sometimes? So, okay, if you're doing this fair here and you're landing here, right? So basically what Sane does a lot in these type of scenarios is that if the Falco side B, you know, in the jab height, for example, he does maybe, you know, a jab. And if Falco falls down in side B, he runs off there. It's easier against Fox, since Fox's side B is slower than Falco's. But that's like very, very good of like dealing with spacey recoveries. So basically, instead of jumping here, Sane would have probably, sometimes he jumps fair and cover with down tilt if they side B. It's a little bit worse sometimes, since down tilt don't always like actually cover perfectly. A bit better on this stage, since Battlefield is not like FD, for example, where the wall stops you easily. But still, I think like the jab if they side B is really good, beats Jordan, and if they fall down side B, you can run off air. That's very good. And the thing is, like, it might probably be scary sometimes, and you will probably die a lot testing it in friendlies. But it doesn't matter if you die a lot to it in friendlies. If you master it, and then you can land it when it matters, then that's a win. It also looks sometimes like, so in this game, or I guess any game or any field, as soon as you get an opening, it gotta be like automatic pretty much what to do next. So like you get this fair, right? And instead of like chasing Falco, you're like moving away, giving Falco more time. Falco could have teched in place here and been totally fine. I mean, you still get the punish, but that's more due to Levingi missing his defense. So as soon as you do get an hit, you gotta be like on top of it, and like, you know, even if you don't necessarily always have to like try to hit immediately right away, you want to like keep your position at the very least. Oh, careful. If you use moves with a lot of like end lag that doesn't knock down, that's very risky. So here you got 3 side Bs and you were still in disadvantage. You got away with it probably because Levingi wasn't like ready or knowing like how to respond to it, or maybe he misclicked. But it's like, it's kind of like throwing out a dash attack with Sheik at like low percent against species, and even if you hit, it doesn't knock them down. It's like you get 10%, and even if you land it, you should be punished. That's kind of what this one was. Yeah, your recoveries needs a bit work too. I feel like a lot of times you kind of panic with your recoveries, like early up Bs. I feel like, yeah, you need to get better at like using your side Bs. Sometimes like you got to be careful, but like jumping with aerials, drift backs, sometimes early up Bs, sometimes delayed ones. Fast fall, no fast fall. It's a lot of like small little things you can do to your recovery. I feel like a lot of times you feel uncomfortable and you up B early. So gotta be careful with that. Wait, is this game 2? All right. Dude, what? Dude. All right. Nice, nice. Yo, Ice. Thank you so much for the raid, buddy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alright, so that's a good grab. There's something you need to be careful against, like, good Falcos. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Living is good. And he probably does this a lot too, but the higher the level of Falco, the more likely is that a lot of these type of approaches will be lasers. And Livingi probably does a lot of those as well. Dashback is super good against these type of aerials, and you have a lot of like spacies or like Falcos that does these type of aerials and get grabbed. But I feel like the higher the level, the more likely Falcos do like a lot of lasers, mix up their timing on the laser. If their opponent is good at like power shield, for example. But yeah, this is a good response. This is a good response if they go for the aerial. You just gotta be remembering the potential laser as well. Nice. Yep, stuffing out with aerial when they attack. In general, though, your drift ins and approaches seems more fine, but when you do need to like drift back and defend yourself, that seems to be a bigger area where you lack. Like here, you have a Falco at the ledge. Ledge dash is extremely strong, and you still like don't drift back at all. Your fair literally can't hit due to invincibility, and you are stuck in disadvantage. I mean, sure, if you 100% disrespect their ledge dash, for example, sometimes, but even then, even if you think their ledge dash are going to be bad, you can be slightly further back, and if they tournament winner, you can often punish still. Those type of upbeats by ledge as well. If they have a tendency of doing these type of upbeats, sometimes throwing out a preemptive down tilt can be fine, but still got to be careful if they do ledge dash right away. So, I mean, you got to make a judgment call. But yeah, your drift back in defense needs work. Yeah, these are very common. They will happen to everyone eventually. To some people more than others. But this one is important. Wait, let's go back. I went slightly too far. Loading time. Yeah, okay, so this one. Coming up here. So you shield, right? You shield, and Falco is very close to you. and you try to jump out and get your move out in time and barely do not. Those are super important to have on lock, knowing by heart that, do I have enough time to get my move out or not? That's such a game changer. Because if you know that you do not have enough time and you stay in shield or roll, you have a chance of getting out, right? You have a chance of turning a bad position into neutral and then eventually maybe advantage. But if you try to throw out a move when you don't have enough time, then this happens and you might die your entire stock. So knowing when you have enough time is very important. And this does not only apply to defense. This applies to offense and combos too. A very common example of this on offense would be if you combo someone and they're about to land on a side platform, for example, and you throw out, let's say, an up air with Marth, and they barely get enough time to tech in place and reverse the situation because you thought that you had enough time to up air. You can see it with Sheik, for example. They maybe dash attack or F tilt, and then it's like, do I have enough time to fair before they land? And they barely land before your fair. They tech in place, and then Sheik gets comboed. So you gotta know, do they have enough time? Or do I have enough time? It's super important and a bigger deal than a lot of people. Like, I feel like people never talk about this, really. I mean, good players, they know about this. They know about the importance of it. But I feel like it's a concept that is not talked about enough. Yeah, that was pretty good. It's pretty good. I like that. Yo, BXY Gaming, thank you for the 3 months. Thank you. Yeah, this one is quite. That one is. This one is very common as well. Sorry for going back quite a few times, but here, when a lot of spacies approach with an aerial, they land behind you. Super common. You can go way back with like PPMD. You can see it with Mango. You can see it with any spacie that they use this option sometimes. They approach with an aerial, land behind, and then they like laser or chase with an aerial. So what you can do in these scenarios, Marth is sadly not as good at this because he doesn't have like a Peach Nair, a Sheik Nair. But if they land behind you with the aerial and then like chase in, I think with Marth, honestly, something that maybe could be good is like wave dash down up tilt. I think that could catch them, for example. Sometimes you're standing, still, let them like get to the other side and jump out with fair. Could probably be fine too. I haven't really labbed this situation with Marth since I never play him. But this concept is like common against everyone. With Peach, it was like short up Nair was good against this. For example. With Sheik too. So with Marth, I would guess wave dash down up tilt or wait and do fair. I guess a common response would be downer, but I'm not sure if that's actually that good or if it's just that it's a common out of shield option for Marth since he doesn't really have many good ones. Also, Shima, feel more than free to like take your own notes if it's like any questions and if it's something I need to explain further. No, not these side Bs. Not these side Bs at low percent. Not really recommended. Yeah. As soon as you get this up B, honestly, I would much more recommend getting an up air. I mean, fair could be fine if you do get the reverse, but yeah, as you see, it was still like not enough like pushback. Dropping down quite a bit in up air probably better, but I mean, it was still a fine response. It was still fine. Here, getting too close to the ledge again. I would not really recommend this close against most species today. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, quite a few things could have worked in this scenario, but that was good. That was good. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Levengi hasn't done good enough of a job to really make you mix this up. But yeah, you do have like a high tendency of like full drift in approach. If you play against Falcos that are better at dealing with this, or again, it might be small sample size. I just don't want to sound too harsh on players because I know like 1 or 2 games might not be like the full picture. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that these type of aerials, if a Falco knows that you're doing a lot of them, they are gonna try to bait it out and then punish you afterwards. Yeah, this actually didn't really lead to anything, but we keep coming back to it. But I do like that you drifted back this time as well. Even though it was one time and nothing too much happened here, it's still good for like future stuff in the set. That if Levengi paid attention to it, that might, you know, change his decision making if he sees that you're willing to go for that. Gotta be careful. Never use your double jumps like that, really. I mean, okay, not never, but you got to be careful when to do it, at least. That's very, very risky, being stuck above with no jump here. Not sure if this was misclick. Yeah. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and this was misclick. But it has happened a few times when you get a hit and you're not like fully ready or there. As soon as this dash attack hits, you gotta be ready for the tech chase. That's unfortunate. Yep, jump out of hit stun. Oh. Yeah, those situations are tricky. If the spacey like make it unclear what side they're gonna land on. What Sane tends to do that I think is really good is pivot grabs. Because he can often catch regardless okay, so basically what spaceys do here is that they make it very ambiguous, I think it's called, what side they're gonna land on. So should I grab right or should I grab to the left? Kind of like, you know, when Sheik does like down throw tech chases as well, and people make it very hard, what side am I landing on? So what Sane does is like the pivot grabs. So basically, even if they go slightly to the right or slightly to the left, he can often catch both. So that's something I would recommend. I think that's very good. Yeah, the chain grabs could need a little bit of work as well. This one I would say, like, this can be fine, but this is something I look for quite a bit against Marth. These type of scenarios when it's like Marth comes down and they throw out like an early aerial, I mean, it's fine to use as a mix-up sometimes, but it does leave you quite open if the aerial whiff. So sometimes if I played against Marth with Fox, for example, maybe sometimes I like move towards them with like a jump, fall down, let them whiff, and then punish, for example. So they can be good, but gotta be careful there as well. Oh, I like the idea of Waveland back though. I think the Waveland backs are underrated. Basically, the reason I think they're underrated, I just realized I should explain why I think that's underrated. So instead of like falling down with an aerial and leave yourself open, stuck in a little bit of lag, because yes, even if you L-cancel moves in melee, you have a little bit of lag. People like tend to like whiff punish with grab in many matchups. You have like a Fox short up nair, another Fox grabs his landing. Waveland basically would make common whiff punish options with, and you get an opening instead. So I think they're very good. Yeah, this is like a little bit another scenario of the ones we talked about earlier. So here, you should recognize as that laser hit that you don't really have enough time here. Levingi, a little bit luckily, still got the hit here. But that could have been another scenario where you would have left yourself very, very open. So sometimes you gotta know when to like accept that, alright, I gotta like shield. Yeah, honestly, I think for the most part, being like more... Levingi does a lot of lasers and kind of cornering himself. I think overall, staying a little bit more grounded as you're doing now, maybe getting some power shields and getting in. That was very good. Earlier, you were using a lot of like jumps, and I mean, sometimes it's fine. But I think if someone resorts to as many lasers as Levingi does, I think this type of gameplay that you just did is better. Let them corner themselves and take advantage of that. Oh, yeah, this one is super classic. This one is actually hard, but in those type of scenarios, you actually... So you like DI/SDI in here, right? And I swear 99.99% of the time, people tech roll in due to it. But you actually can tech in place here, and no one pretty much ever does it because it's like tricky. Because you're already like DI or SDI in to not die after down air, and then when you tech roll, you go in, and every single time the Falco covers roll in here. Every single time, no exception. Because the thing is, even if you don't roll in here, even if they don't get the kill, they still have the stage control, right? But it's worth it to learn that sometimes from the down air, you can actually slide off and grab the ledge immediately. Because you hit the stage, you don't tech at all, and then you grab the ledge. That's very important. This is applied to more scenarios in Smash 2 where no tech, slide off and grab the ledge is really, really good instead of teching and stay on stage. Because for most characters being on the ledge, they have a ledge dash, right? So that's something you can do sometimes against Falco's down air too. But if you feel uncertain about that, after the SDI, tech in place, and then the Falco is probably leaving to cover the roll in, and at least you have a fighting chance. I mean, you actually ended up surviving here, but I think Levingi could have covered that better if he drifted. If he didn't drift as much forward. So basically when Levingi gets this downer, he could have partly delayed it, and he also could have like not drifted in as much. But yeah, working on tech in place here or sliding off, getting ledge can both be fine. I guess that was arms attack attempt. Also, I think once in a while you should throw in tomahawk grabs, since you do like a lot of like jump in aerials and Levingi shields, which makes sense. So I think tomahawk grabs with your playstyle once in a while could be very useful. Yeah, this kind of looked like another one of these scenarios, acting when you didn't have enough time. If you knew from the start, or you jumped preemptively, you could have uppered here. But it looks like one of those scenarios where it's like, you see him above you, and it's like, oh shit, I want to hit him, and then you don't have enough time. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't hit your shield here, but this is the concept we talked about earlier. Overshoot with an aerial and landing behind. I know Marth turns around here, but still. And then overshoot with an aerial, land behind, and oh, guess what? He's jumping after with an aerial again. This is like very standard. It's very standard, but I know you didn't have your shield up, so it's not exactly the same scenario. But similar enough to like really show my point from earlier, where if you shield, they overshoot, land behind, the chase aerial, or maybe chase laser. Super common. Oh. All right, going to game 3. A little bit cheesy chill grab. Yeah, like laser approaches, laser shine, it's like it's so quick. So that, I mean, I guess they could miss tech skill, but that felt like a very cheesy grab. Laser shine is incredibly fast. You had the right idea. You had the right idea twice here, but yeah, first thing get punished there, and not there either. Something that can be very good in these scenarios for Marth. So you hang on the ledge, and you're leaving the ledge as Falco jumps, right? What a lot of Marths do here that ends up being wrong is that they jump with an aerial. Normally up air, but you do fair here. A lot of the times, if the Falco already is on his way, like upwards, ledge dash up, and you have like a potential up tilt, potential up air. Normally you won't have enough time to like jump and up air, because you're also like moving in the direction where Falco is. But waveland up tilt is really good in these type of scenarios. Oh no. Yeah, your Punisher needs work. It's a lot of I mean, I feel like you get enough openings to make much more out of it than you currently are. So yeah, I mean, this should have been big damage with like chain grab. Nice bait. Yep. Here's like another scenario where the tomahawk grab could be useful, since you like landing with aerial. So once in a while, just to make them second guess the shield. Because I feel like Livingi and most people probably, I would guess against you, default shield, and nothing really, like, what I mean by nothing comes out of it, I mean like not immediate or like immediate damage. So if you do Tomahawk Grab, what a lot of people might do instead to beat that is like jumping with aerial, but that means if you actually do it in falling aerial that you normally do, then that would hit if they try to jump aerial out of shield. Ah, that was unfortunate that found him. Oh, that dash attack was so close. Yeah, like, it's only like very, very slight, but like here again, like you do get a hit and it almost feels like you're not fully ready for it and kind of let the chance slip. I'm not sure if you actually could have covered that anyway, but you could have like made it closer and probably still connected. I'm not sure if it's like you don't believe that it's gonna hit, so you basically wait and react like, oh, it hit. I'm not sure if that's the case. I guess that could be the case sometimes for people. I mean, sometimes I over believe that I hit and I end up in a bad spot, but traditionally speaking, like for most people in most scenarios, they have like a good tell on this will hit and they are like preemptively ready. Like, sometimes you just kind of have to assume that you do get the hit to be ready. I mean, I'm not saying that you always have to do it, but in most scenarios, like, get a feel for it. And if you get it wrong in friendlies, it's like, again, it doesn't matter. Like, it's all about, like, learning as much as possible. I know this is a tournament set, but I think that concept can be applied to friendlies to increase your chances of success in tourney. Honestly, like, I feel like you can re-grab a lot of these DIs from Livingi without too much issues. That one could have turned around up tilt as well, so he's go like more upwards. Unfortunate. That's like a little bit too early going for the weak hit, I would say. I mean, you could have made it work, but you also could like make like one more up air here before doing the weak hits. Partly you add more damage, so if you do get the hit tipper, they get sent further away. But here with the weak one, it's like very, very tight to get it. Yeah, that would not have been a tipper. I mean, I guess it worked out fine here, but yeah, I probably would have preferred a down tilt, jab, or F smash. Probably like, yeah, jab or down tilt, because F smash leaves you like stuck in quite a bit of lag. Same with F tilt. If you did jab or down tilt, you probably would have been able to like cover with like fair, maybe a weak up air. Now Falco at least have a fighting chance of making it back. Yeah, same thing here. Yeah, I would much prefer down tilt, jab, or maybe fair. If it's like low-ish percentage, once in a while, maybe F smash. But the F tilt, like he does get around you, and it's like I feel like you could have converted into kill both times. That was nice F smash. It was nice. Oh, yep, that can be the risk sometimes of doing that. No, the early uppies. You love the early uppies. You love the early uppies. Ooh. Yeah, Levinge actually played very solid there. Yeah, I mean, I think those type of scenarios, they are fine. But one thing to keep in mind here, I feel like a lot of people don't think about this enough. But so in this type of tech chase scenario, it is very common for Marth to like bait out a get up attack and then get back in with a grab. But a lot of people when they tech chase, if you know that they have this tendency of like dash dancing in tech chases, basically what Spaceys or whatever character can do is in this scenario, roll away. I mean, of course you can like keep dashing forward and grab roll away. And he's trying to say like, keep it in mind in case you do it too much, that dash dance tech chases, it loses to roll away if you time it as they're like moving away from the character. Even against really good Marths, I have gotten away a lot on that. That's why I think like eventually everyone is just gonna CC there, especially when it's like low damage, because a get up attack gets eaten by the CC. Let's go. Let's go. No. I feel like these F-tilts have not worked out. Yeah, it's like the third time where it's not death. Oh, Tipper in the face. Alright, that was game 3. One more set, or one more match to analyze. One more match. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to do executional errors in this game, for sure. It is... It's a hard game. It's a hard game, for sure. Oh. Yeah, that was the laser one. I mean, you have gotten like quite a few grabs from approaching aerial, but here's like the example of like the laser just destroys dashback. I'm pretty sure Livingi could have gotten a shine out of this, which would have been better. But yeah, I feel like that one gets more and more common at like higher and higher level. So yeah, preemptively throwing out aerials is good against that. Dude, yeah, you gotta grab more. You gotta grab more, Shima. Livingi like gets to shield way too much. I feel like he never second guesses his shield. Like he's not afraid of shielding. He's not afraid of shielding, and that's an issue. When you do shield, it should always be scary to be in shield. I mean, especially when you play against a character like Marth, because the punishes are so brutal. Yeah, this will be a huge game changer for you if you get better at mixing in your grabs. Yeah, here felt like a guess as well. I mean, it's not the easiest conversion. Not the easiest, but... Ooh, that should have been a punish. I'm not sure if you expected to actually, like, stay grounded there. Oh, wait, was it third? Yeah, those ones, like, this is hard. This is hard for Marth. Spacey's down smash are honestly super, super good in those type of scenarios when Marth have to, like, up B. The only thing you really can do is trying to, like, space your up B slightly different. So, like, the sword hits further in on the stage, or you're, like, further back, making it tricky for the Spacey to hit the down smash. But that's... Yeah, it's a tricky scenario, and yeah, all you can do is pretty much like angle your up B differently and be like fully into the stage, slightly back or fully back while still grabbing, because this is like good opportunity for Falcos to like down smash. Nice. No. Okay, so overall as well for edge guards, this is not the best scenario or best example, but a lot of times when you have spaceys in these type of positions, preferably a little bit further away maybe, but it's like kind of like jumping out, and then if they side B, you fair right away, and if they up B, you just like jump out and get them. You see like Sane does that quite a lot. Mewtwo spammed it as well. It's again harder against Falco than Fox due to quicker side B, but it's very, very, very good. And then when Livingi goes down here, like as soon as he is like, okay, maybe one frame earlier than this, he has to like, you know, up B. So that's like your cue for like going out to get him. Like there, you see, like there, he jumped, and now when he's down here, he has to up B. His only option is to up B, so you should already be on your way down here. You should already be on your way down here, because he has to up B. That's his only way of surviving. No, run of counter would have been bad. It would have been bad. Just like do a fair. Fair would have been the best. And if you're uncertain, sometimes the side B could be fine, but I mean, if you can't get the fair, which you should have been able to do there, it's just better to run off and make sure the fair sends him outwards and non-tip or hit. Sometimes you can grab the ledge too, but it can be hard to know in the moment because you can't like always confirm exactly how low they go. So you basically go out preemptively, and then if they go super low, as Fox for example, then you see Marth's up B back to the ledge. And it's like, oh, they can't make it back. But you preemptively go out, assuming that they are not going that low. And if they do, well, yeah, you can go back. But I mean, Falco's up B is not nearly as long, so you might as well just hit him out. Oh, yeah. This can be good to know. This is what, like, Livingi did this wrong, but this can be good for you to know as Marth. So this CC down smash, you actually get Sakurai angled at low percent. Basically what this means is when this up B hits, if you have too low percent against very, very, very weak moves, you basically get stuck in extra lag, and that's why you can't down smash in time. I don't know exactly when every character breaks out. For Fox, I tended to use 25%. 30% absolutely I have enough time to down smash. 25 also enough time. A little bit trickier, I guess. That tended to be my threshold. You actually can use taunts to get around the Sakurai angle, but it's important to keep in mind. So as Marth, if you see someone like spam or like, you know, hold down like this, it's a very high chance they believe they will get the down smash. And let's say 20% for you as Marth to be absolutely safe. I think 20% or below, you should be fine. But, I mean, I never really played Falco, so don't exactly quote that, like, percentage. But, yeah, if they have super low damage, they hold down, they are not going to get the down smash if they used hold down. So that's good to keep in mind. That's good to keep in mind. And even if you do get the down smash, if you have this high damage, you, of course, can, like, wall tech and backer and get a little bit of percentage, for example. But yeah. No, not... Okay, you didn't get punished that time, but the panic uppies, they need to stop. They need to stop. Oh. That was pretty sick. Not quite enough, though. Oh, it looked... You had the opening there. You're a little bit late with your aerial. No. Gotta go for a grab there. You have more than enough time here. More than enough time. And it's easier follow-up to just go for a grab here. I mean, it worked out fine, though. It worked out fine. That's good, catching dash back. Yeah, Livingi is very, very patient. Like, Livingi, he likes to do, like, 3-4 lasers like this, and then jump in with an aerial. Like, he does, like, 3-4 lasers in place, and then attack. He doesn't, like, approach with the laser normally from the many standing lasers. So stuff like that is also super important when you do play games to, like, win, is to, like, pay attention to, like, these type of habits. So, if someone plays against Livingi, it's like, if he does, like, somewhere between 3 to 5 laser in place, if you're close, it's very high chance he will do like jump in aerial. Like every person have these type of flow shards that they that they do sometimes. Yeah, this is also very common, like, what to deal with invincibility. People jumping up to top platform. So sometimes just, like, preemptively throwing out some move in this area can be very good. Or land on the platform and just grab. Even if you whiff, you have invincibility. But yeah, it's very common when opponents try to deal with your invincibility that they get up here. Super, super common. I was gonna say I was very happy you were not doing the classic tech in place here, because Falco's often, like, the distance here is a bit more annoying for Falco than like on Battlefield or Yoshi's, so it's not as good. But like in Battlefield and Yoshi's, on these type of downers, it's very common that Falco just like fall down with a down air. No. Dude, that was so close. No, the uppies. Oh. Yeah, I feel like you need to like do a better job at like sometimes predicting that they are using their double jump. That this is far from the first time where Livingi uses his double jump, and this could be like very, very, very dangerous. Like an up air here could be like winning you the game here. Like keeping attention to like, or paying attention to like people's escape options. How do they deal with corners? Do they roll a lot? Do they attack a lot? And these type of scenarios, do they double jump a lot? Do they fall down with an aerial a lot? If so, do they go in? Do they retreat? Very, very important, keeping attention to people's tendencies. Oh no, that was so close. Wait, wasn't it like, I'm pretty sure he sent 4 games, so I actually expect, like, I thought, huh. I was so sure, due to the fact that you sent 4 games, that Livingi was going to make the comeback. I did not see that one coming. I mean, it's still like, you know, 4 games. I just did not see that one coming. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess that's gonna be it. Unexpected ending, but I mean that's pretty fun. I hope you found this helpful, Shima. I hope you found it helpful. If we have other people in chat that want set reviews, you can find info below the stream, what I charge, or in my pinned tweet. But basically, if you're a Twitch sub, it's like $25 for a best of 3, $35 for a best of 5, or $10 extra if you're a non-sub. And I mean, I have like clients, if you want to put it that way, every now and then. So just feel free to hit me up if that's something you're interested in. And Chima, feel more than free to text me on Discord afterwards if you have any follow-up questions. If something was unclear, something I need to expand on more,